Hey, it's me, Spellweaver, and I bring you another update of my game Alchemist. If you're new here, Alchemist is a low fantasy roguelike RPG about potions and crafting, and you can play a demo for free right now. The link is in the description. As you can see, we finally have a menu. It means I have a decent background when I just want to talk, and I am honestly proud on how this thing turned out. For those unaware, those floating symbols were actually used in medieval alchemy, and while I wouldn't want to use them in gameplay, I can barely tell them apart, I thought they would add to flavor nicely. But more important than aesthetics is that menu is fully functional, which means the game supports saving and loading now. There is still a single save slot per character, and it is deleted on death, as per tradition, but you can have several characters saved. You can name a character yourself or let the game suggest you a name. There are a few historical persons here, as well as some fictional ones. The start isn't much different from what was before. I've rearranged the locations a little, so now you start near the lonely tree and should go a little further along the wall to get to the crossroads. There's also a chance for a treasure stash to spawn in this section of the wall. But there's a more interesting difference here. The road. Kind of speaks for itself, I suppose. The tile shapes for roads, walls and stone floors are all somewhat adjusted now based on the tiles surrounding them. It's all done programmatically with shader, so I didn't have to make any new assets, and it will work out of the box for all the future tiles if needed. Softness of transition and unevenness are all customizable, so roads transfer into grass gradually while walls have defined edges. Check out those rough natural walls, finally they look like an actual rock. And of course, now we have new colored icons. Believe it or not, this coloring is also done programmatically. The tint is chosen based on angle from the center, and is made more saturated the closer you are to the edges of the image. I honestly really like how it turned out, giving icons something of a watercolor look. I hope you like this design too. It's not just for looks either. Each alchemical ingredient has its own color, for example something toxic is purple, and something verdant is green. Those colors are inherited by raw materials, for example ivy leaves, venom glands and foxglove can all be refined into something toxic, and thus they have purple color among their palette, while those same leaves, branches and moss all have green due to having something verdant in them. It's true for craftable items as well, say Noxious Potion has combined colors of something volatile and something toxic. Color coding here is nowhere near essential, but can hopefully help people remember icons a little better. And it looks better, or so I hope. For the sake of history, here is how the first attempt at coloring looked. Didn't seem right to me, as bright colors were too different from all other interface elements. Then we have some minor additions to the item pool, silverware and golden jewelry that can be found in treasure stashes. They can both be used as something that glitters, which will be the game's equivalent of money, and obtained from precious gems, metals and other valuable things that are universally accepted by traders. For now though, it has no effect. And there's also a new potion, but before we come to that, let me introduce you to the mirror. The mirror is a new dungeon feature that comes with another graphical update, light reflection. There is not much in terms of technology, it's just that now some objects like mirror, chains on the wall, water pool give off light based on how well lit the area around them is, including your own light or light from special effects. Mirror is modern decoration though. It constantly spawns shadows that are invulnerable to physical damage but are hurt by any source of light, be it your torch or flash of light from explosion or fire or wall torch. In the latter case, the torch also stops burning. Mirrors can be shattered, either by hand or by explosion. Shockwave potion works best, fireball is fine too. Obviously, going against a mirror with just a torch can be really dangerous, and going without any light is a suicide. Meanwhile, Lantern makes you almost completely safe, as it deals damage to shadows from 2 tiles away and can destroy the shadow before it ever gets to you. Soak in the new potion that creates the Corpse Light, also known as Will-O-Wisp. It has many uses, and annihilating shadows isn't even the main one. It freezes creatures around itself, slowing them down. It gives off light, revealing the secret doors and dealing damage to shadows. And it also gives you vision around itself. All in all, it's a potion of many uses, both for combat and utility, and it's what you can craft using shards from the broken mirror, refined into something phantom. There is also a bunch of minor features, like an option for dynamic creature speed, that speeds up animations for NPCs based on how many are visible at once. Thank you to everyone who stays with me throughout this journey. I always appreciate you visiting my Ko-fi page to give me some encouragement, or my itch page to play the game, as well as your comments that I always read, even if I am too shy to answer. I won't be releasing a new version just yet, but the one currently on site has all the features that matter. I will probably be working on NPC dialogue now, and overworld travel. See you next time.